So there's a big shift that's happened in our foundation. And so we're now anchoring into like a new world or a new place or a new space that we're going to work from. My podcast is still out, which I'm just receiving such good feedback in the way people can listen to them, but then really check in with their own life with it. Hey, it's Mel from Life Unpacked with Mel Ryan. I am just jumping on for our weekly update. It's been a week of seeing beautiful school kids that are going back to school, and a couple of teachers thrown in there, and a couple of mums that just kind of snuck in an appointment at the same time. What I've really found is people are starting to get organised. Looking at this year, it started now. We're kind of getting into making plans and making sure that we're setting ourselves up properly, and we're looking at how we want to do this year. A really interesting part of that is there's lots of new beginnings happen, lots of people moving, big changes, big moves in different things, new jobs, new schools, all of that kind of stuff. So there's a big shift that's happened in our foundation. And so we're now anchoring into like a new world or a new place or a new space that we're going to work from. But with that as well, we're now revisiting old patterns. So we're looking at things that didn't work for us last year. And instead, it's not just looking at it in a way that it didn't work and I'm mad at myself. It's looking at it in a way that's like what didn't work, but also what can I take away that did work? So instead of just being frustrated going, I've got to wipe it clean and start again and look at it differently, it's going, you know what, it mightn't have worked in its entirety, but there's takeaways there that I can look at that, hey, I did well. My voice started getting stronger by the end of the year. I had a boundary, so I can look at what I went through, but I can reassess it in a way that I can take the good bits to then focus on using them as my foundation to really support me moving forward. And that's incredible. We're working a lot with quite a few people doing that. In addition to that, and probably beautifully matching that in its energy, we did a workshop last week and it was about setting up our check-ins. So I'm going to drop the link in here because we're setting up self-support, and the check-ins are such a big part of that. It's working out, of course, what your own personal check-ins are, depending on really what you know that you're working on. But it's being able to go, if I'm moving into, say, new relationships, instead of me checking in every 6 months, I set up a weekly check-in to make sure I'm not abandoning myself or caving or not having my voice or getting lost in this relationship. The same if it's a new place at work, or we've set up home a different way and we've got our kids doing different jobs, and really trying to shift into making teams and to supporting ourselves, but also letting support in is a big part of this year. So I'm so excited working because it's a real positive space that lays it down some really beautiful foundations to make positive, good changes in our life. And at the end of the day, we become happier because we've made a better space for us to live from. And so I'm really excited about that. So I'll pop that in. If there's anything that you want me to unpack, let me know. My podcast is still out, which I'm just receiving such good feedback in the way people can listen to them, but then really check in with their own life with it. And that's a really powerful way to begin to understand yourself a little bit more. There is lots more coming up, but I'll talk about that later. But also my retreat is coming up in just under a month, and I'm so actually just under a month I'll be there. So I'm excited for that. Lots of spots have been sold. So when you see the people coming in, you just feel this group is such a beautiful people that are ready to really get in and understand themselves and their story better. So I'm very excited to be working in that space. If that feels like you and you want to come hang out with us, either DM me or get on, look at the links. They're all over my Facebook. If you want to have a phone call and a chat about it, I would love to talk to you about it. So that's me for this week, and I will catch you all next week. Have a great week.